And let's go.
And now it's time for Bikes, Mikes, and Idiots with your hosts, Ubi and Eric.
Alrighty, guys, here we go again. Back for another episode.
It's begun already.
I just noticed.
Interview.
Yes. I legitimately, seriously just noticed.
I know. I've been waiting for you to say something.
If not, I would have been giving you crap earlier.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's a
move
good
on.
thing, right? Interviews are good things. Sometimes.
Depends on how you're going to get that promotion. All right, on that note.
On that note. So, we haven't been doing lunch lately because our schedules have just been insane. Haven't been able to do lunch, which
Nope.
kind of sucks.
It does. It does. I just got back from Warrior Weekend 2024 in Orlando, which was an event thrown by the Warrior Shield Foundation. Cool event. Awesome. Got to meet some cool people. We'll talk about it later on in the show, but
Sounds like fun.
awesome.
But it sounds like you've been a busy man.
Oh, from the point that I flew there to the point that I flew back, it was, I think, a total of 7 hours of sleep. And that was Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah. Sounds like a few days in my life.
It was fun.
I bet. I remember
Oh, you saw
the
some of the
texts.
pictures, so
I remember the texts.
yes.
They were good. Good times.
Colombiana. Good movie. All right, anyway.
But so we've been just struggling to try to get back on like a normal thing for us. So I think we've been kind of getting back into a rhythm on actually doing
Just
this.
remember,
thing.
rhythm is a dancer. It's your soul's companion.
Oh, I thought you were talking about rhythm of the night.
No, that's the rhythm of the night. Oh, yeah.
I feel like it's been a lot of song references lately.
There has been, honestly, like the whole weekend. It's because I made up some songs for
Oh, geez.
the weekend. Oh, gosh, they were funny. And I cannot repeat them on here. Or I'll get my score counter will go way up because pretty dirty.
It's kind of cool to have a score counter now, though.
It is. It is. I'm way behind.
it's
Well, see,
like
now that you know that there's a competition to it, you'll be better at it.
yeah. Well, I mean, either way, I was winning regardless.
Well, yeah, you're going to. I mean, you know I drop bombs way more than you do.
up.
It's because I've done this for 24 years.
That's true.
I've done my job for 24 years, and you pick up those bad habits.
Although you know me outside of this, how much I cuss on a
Yes.
regular basis.
Yes,
So
you do. I don't know how you keep your separated. I don't.
I have this.
Well, I think some of it, I'm always more tired than you.
There's that. Too.
I think
that
because
probably plays a.
I just started on the shift like not too long ago, and for me to be there, I have to get up at 2 a.m. to be at work. Like today, I was up at 2 a.m. to go to work. So
That sounds miserable.
it's all it is a late midnight shift. It's not even an early day shift. It's a late midnight shift.
I was gonna say because that sounds miserable. Because I
I
wake up
rode-
at 4.
Yeah,
and that's
I rode the
miserable.
motorcycle into work, and it was like 60 degrees. It was beautiful. It was amazing on the ride in. Ride home, 96 degrees, not so much.
Yeah, we're starting to hit that point where it's that tipping point.
Yeah.
The weather's about to
Well,
be.
next week's 80s ish. It's gonna be beautiful.
Can't wait.
Be
I
riding
can't
the
wait till
bike
it's
every
cold.
day, and now that I got the 122 kit in and completely broken in,
Look at you. Only took you like a week.
yeah, it actually didn't take me
It
long
really
to
didn't
break
take
it
you
in.
Very long. But I mean, when you're driving it to work every day,
Yeah, well, yeah, I can't wait to go with you on the highway to see what the difference between quick and fast is.
yeah, I think we got to get one of those days. But we have to.
Yeah.
We have to get back like we said on schedule,
Yeah.
on a kind of normal schedule between the two of us.
Yeah, we'll figure it out one way or another. We'll make sure everything's working good. We'll have some good lunchtime discussions because that's honestly where we discuss what we're doing on the podcast and all that. So if we seem
Also
a
get
little
chance
bit
to decompress from work.
oh yeah, I always have to have
because we can't do that really here. We can't do the venting of work stuff.
Oh
here.
no! We don't vent work stuff here ever.
Yeah,
No.
so
Yeah.
that kind of helps. That
We're-
probably helps. With
We're
the
smarter
conversation.
than that. Some people not so much.
Yeah, I was about to say. I don't
Yeah.
know about that one. That's giving people too much credit.
Yes, very true, very true. But I'll talk to you about the thing that happened later, and we'll talk about some business later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, that's one of the things we talk about is, for you and me, having drinks after work and de-stressing is like a big thing.
Oh no, absolutely it is.
So, like, we don't just go out and get obliterated. We go out, have a couple of drinks, talk a little
get
bit,
stuff off your chest.
yeah,
is what it
and
comes
just
down
kind
to.
of vent the day. Like, yeah.
And
Today's was one of those days where I could have used that more than the podcast, but
Oh, yeah.
we need to get back up to speed. We need to get things done.
Yeah.
And we'll do that at the end of the podcast. You and I
Yeah,
will
we'll
do
have a
that.
We'll
We'll
have a
relax a
chance.
little bit.
No, but it's one of those things because you can't really do it with family
Yes.
because it's not the same.
They don't
You
understand.
can say that you can say all the things you want, and
Yeah.
you're so quote unquote getting it off your chest,
Yeah.
but it's not really the same.
Well,
because
they
you
don't
want that-
understand.
Yeah, so it's more you're explaining so much more to them instead of just being able to get it off your chest. Someone bounce it back to you.
Well, you feel like
understanding.
everything, even after 24 years of doing this, my spouse does still not get exactly what we do. Like, no matter how much you try to explain, they don't get it.
I don't think anyone ever could. It's the same thing.
No.
I'm sure
You have to experience.
I'm sure anybody in any type of law enforcement goes through the same thing because
yes.
it's incomprehensible. It's not a normal thing to do.
Well, and honestly, most normal human beings don't see the horrible things we see every day, see the death toll we see every day. Now, some of first responders, so doctors,
Yeah.
and those guys see that, but they're considered
it's-
first responders in the hospital.
but it's a little
it's
bit
not the
different.
general pop. So the general population they don't see the things you see or experience the things you experience. And that's something that I think is kind of cool with body cams. They've kind of opened their eyes a little bit, but it's still just a small
I
perspective.
was going to say you're talking about
a
how
2 or
much-
3
how much-
minute snip of that whole day.
Well, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
How much actually comes out body cam wise,
Yeah.
as opposed to how much ever gets
Well,
recorded. And
Obviously, you can tell what just happened right before the Dolphins game with with the player that got pulled over, and what they put on the news wasn't the whole video.
Yeah, and then it finally
Imagine
came
that.
out afterwards.
Now the video comes out, and you find out he was doing 100 and a 35, refused to put down his window or cooperate after being given a lawful order.
yeah,
And now, now that you're seeing the truthful thing and what really happened, all of a sudden it doesn't look anywhere near as bad as it did.
well, and that's where I was kind of getting at with some of it was so what actually gets put out to the public is such a small percentage of what's ever recorded.
Exactly.
What's ever recorded, because the body cams aren't fully recording everything every moment of every day that the cops are doing stuff.
Well, and they can't record like when you look over your shoulder.
It doesn't
when there's
capture
multiple
everything.
suspects.
Yeah.
You're looking at a cone of enlightenment.
Yeah, that's actually a good one.
That is
That
not
works.
a bad. That's a good little synonym.
Synonym.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon?
Synonym. Synonym.
Synonym.
I was right.
Yeah, no, you were right. Sounded like cinnamon.
After I said it, I was like, wait a second, is that right or not? But it's been a long day. But yeah, so those only give you that little short view, so they don't catch the smells, the sounds,
No.
the traffic going by, the heat.
or
like,
anything that happened prior to that, because it
Yeah.
could be something that led up to that moment.
Yes, and the
another
way-
call you were on, whatever it could be,
Yeah.
leading up to that
Yes.
moment, could already put you in an altered state anyways,
Yeah.
because you're dealing with so much stuff.
Yep.
It's such an
Well-
overwhelming amount of stuff that we deal with.
And from the time you activate your body camera, depending on the model, there's differences amongst all of them. It doesn't record sound for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
It doesn't, it's getting a lot different now. There's a lot of police cars now where you turn the lights and sirens on, it
And it
automatically
automatically-
activates. And that's starting to become the norm now.
Yeah.
Which I think is really good, because if you're activating your lights and sirens, short of like, I activate my lights when I back my
yeah.
vehicle out of a parking spot,
Which-
because technically you're supposed to, but
Which-
that would
yeah.
activate your
That would
camera
activate everybody in the certain
in
vicinity.
the whole area. So everybody would have to go in and classify their footage and all that. Oh, what a nightmare. So I got to get to
get
the
out
point
of
where
that.
I don't do that anymore. I'm just going to have to hit the hazards.
Yeah.
And I always honk. I honk twice before I back up. It's
Again,
something after having been a
I
driving
was about to say,
instructor.
again, rule follower over
Yes,
here.
I absolutely am 100%. And it to the point that it drives people nuts.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it's the way I've always told people, like, this is policy. This circle, this globe is policy.
Yeah.
Anything I do inside policy, I'm covered, I'm good.
Yeah, you're not going to get
As soon as I
step.
step 1 foot out of policy, I'm responsible.
Yes.
So that's why I take it upon myself to know policy and to know what I can't do, etc. What
Which is
my
also
left, right, and center are.
a great thing being a supervisor.
Well, yes, yeah,
You're able to kind of guide your guys a little better.
yeah. Like, you might want to kind of turn left for a second on this one, or turn right a little. Yeah, so that does take place. But back to, we scrolled again. So back to the decompressing after work. It's something that's important, and we always talk about going out, going and having a couple of beers and talking.
Yeah.
The alcohol is not important.
No,
I've gone out
it
with
has
guys who
nothing to
don't drink, and we do the same thing. They go sit with you at the bar and have a Diet Coke.
It's not even so. You know how they
It's
say
the
that,
social setting is what you're
Yeah.
looking for.
Well, it's not even just that though. Like
Yeah.
you know how people say that the alcohol loosens your inhibitions a little bit. For these situations, that's not even the case because the people that don't drink, they kind of loosen their inhibitions a little bit, and it's just the environment of that. Doing that with that certain group of people.
Yeah, the people you trust, the people that have had a shared experience.
Yeah. And so that makes a significant difference.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think it definitely makes it to where you can get that out. You can kind of take that breath and, okay, well, did I react right? And the guy's like, oh, no, that's totally normal. Like, and
that's what you're looking for.
You're looking for that consolation that what you did was right.
Yeah. And that's what the family can't give you that. They can give you a certain perspective.
Yeah.
Which could be wrong because they don't know how things work.
Yeah.
And that's why it makes it more difficult to do it that way.
Correct.
They might be the most understanding people, and sometimes I'm sure you've had this. I know I've had this too, is where you express a certain situation, and you're like, "Was I wrong?" And people are like, "Yeah, yeah, you kind of messed up that one."
And then you talk to somebody else that you do the job with, they're like, "No, that's what I would have done."
Yeah, or
then,
vice versa.
Yeah,
because your family's just super understanding, or friends that don't do what we do, super understanding, just trying to be supportive of you, and they say, no, you didn't do anything wrong. That sounds about right. And then people that you work with are like,
survey says.
Yeah. So it's kind of one of those situations where you're able to put it out there in an environment that people understand.
Exactly. And it's the first thing most clinicians will tell you is speaking about your issues helps bring them to the forefront, helps you process them, helps you get them out of that long-term memory storage. So it helps you get through those situations where it doesn't become PTSD, where it doesn't become a long-term issue.
Yeah.
A lot of officers, a lot of them have PTSD, like very severely, because officers don't want to go and get help.
No, there's that too. Well, and I think some of that also stems from the help you would get, the help normal people get, is very different than the help someone in law enforcement gets. Because, and I've seen this to be true in 98.5.6%.
Oh, so it's got to be true.
It's got to be true. Of law enforcement, they have a dark sense of humor.
Oh, yes.
But that's built on because of what we do.
It's coping. It's a coping skill.
Yeah.
And that's like, so there's specific clinicians that I've talked to, and they've all been people who deal with first responders. Like that's their specialty as first responders because they understand that dark humor, and they'll throw it right back at you. Like the worst thing you can have happen to you as a first responder is to crack that dark humor and have them go like this.
Are you serious? Yeah, they give you that. Are you serious? Like what's going on?
Whereas if they throw it back at you, you're like, oh, okay, this is normal. It's cool. I feel safe.
Yes.
And
so that's the thing is I think that's
you
probably
knew exactly what I was going with that one, man.
Yes. Which I think a lot of people, especially in law enforcement, don't want to go to that because they don't want to run that risk. Because guarantee you, I've done it. I'm sure you've done it, where you kind of give out that little bit of dark humor that you have at work to normal people.
Oh, and they're like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. So you don't want that. You don't want that judgment.
Yeah, you don't
when
want
you're
that.
going to seek help.
Absolutely. So you definitely do not want that that situation to happen.
Yeah. And so it would make you feel unsafe anyways. You wouldn't be able to actually get the help you need because you're feeling judged the whole time. You're not feeling, I can say these things and get an honest response.
Nobody likes Judgy McJudgerton.
Yeah. Yeah, especially the judges.
Yes.
But I think that's actually a good topic. Because we've talked back and forth about all the stuff you did, the people you talked to when you went out to Florida.
Yeah. Amazing.
And some of them,
So John Tig Teagan was one of the people I got to talk to. For those of you who don't know, he is one of the survivors of the 13 hours of Benghazi. So he was one of the guys at the CIA annex that saved the people from the consular office, brought them back to the CIA annex, and they withheld a barrage attack for 13 hours while asking for help the entire time and getting nothing, basically getting nothing for 13 hours. And I forget the name of the book, but anyway, met him, super cool guy, like amazing, just a really good dude. And he kind of, talked about some cool things, so I'm not going to get into them, but
yeah,
it was it was amazing to talk to him and like, hey, we just had no choice. Like you just,
well, and
protecting the guys next to you.
Yeah. And that's kind of something, and I think that's military and law enforcement understand that, because you kind of have to do you have certain situations that are kind of in that realm, maybe not as extreme.
Oh yeah.
But during your normal course of work, you're kind of doing that sometimes.
You figure an average law enforcement shooting is over within 2.5 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Can you imagine 13 hours under attack?
Yeah, no, that's insane.
Cool as a cucumber. Like, that's all you can say. Like, you've just got to be.
Especially if it's that extended amount of time.
And he's a Marine, very well trained. Mm-hmm. So they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
So it'd be a lot different because law enforcement agencies don't train for that type of combat. That's just not what we do. What? You're trained to deal with this one situation right now, and that's it.
Yeah.
And these guys were just doing everything that they could do, and they did a great job. 2 guys got lost from their team. But considering the amount of people attacking them, I don't ever want to say that any loss is acceptable, because it's not. That situation never should have happened. But
absolutely.
With what they had and what they fought against, they did an amazing job. Like they're heroes. They are literally heroes.
Yeah. Which and I think,
and he's such a quiet,
such an unsuspecting person.
Yeah, like you just talk to him. He's such a nice guy.
Really, which I think what you were saying right now kind of is a good topic to kind of jump off a little bit, but not really. So if you're not law enforcement, you listen to this podcast, hopefully you kind of understand what law enforcement goes through, what the military goes through, and we would like to put it out there for you to reach out to someone you know is law enforcement. If you happen to see a cop on the roadway, walking into a store, doing whatever, thank them for their service.
Yep.
Because without law enforcement, without military, things would just be
pure
chaos.
Anarchy.
So
and I can probably count on 2 hands, short of specific places that I was at. We got a lot of thanks for what we did when we were at Warrior Weekend.
Yeah.
Because everybody kind of knew what we did. But I could probably count on 2, maybe 3 hands, maybe 10 or 15 times where I've been told in the course of my 24 years, thank you for what you do.
Yeah.
And that's, short of family members or, people that I know, personally, very rarely do you hear it.
Yeah.
And that's hard.
And there was a time for a little bit where there was a little bit of a swing in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember
right after 9/11.
Yeah, there was
9/11 was a big push of that.
But it's almost ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
So I remember more recently we were having that kind of low time, and then all of a sudden it kind of picked back up a little bit.
Yep.
And so I haven't been as long as you have.
It was after the defund police thing. That's when actually supporters started coming out way more.
Yeah.
So I could say most of the interactions I've had where people have said thank you for what you do have actually been in this last few years.
Yeah, so same here. And I remember
you've only been working for a few years.
Over a decade.
That's cute.
That's cute. Sorry, Mr. 2 decades. But
2.5 decades, sir.
You're right there. Yeah.
I'm there.
So really close. So
I'll retire and drop dead the next day.
Oh, there's some people that are like
that actually happens to, yeah.
But I was saying that I remember during that time when it kind of started to come back, someone offering to buy my coffee once and buy, I went to go get some food and offering to buy my lunch. And I was like,
Yeah.
It's the most amazing feeling because it's just like, okay, we do feel appreciated again.
Yes.
Which is nice.
Yeah, it is. I mean, every human being craves for positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
Everybody. I mean, that's a normal human
Social
desire,
need.
I guess. Social desire.
Yeah. There you go.
It's the best word I could come up with.
We're
Trying not to sound creepy.
We're not intellectuals over here.
Yes, I am not an English scholar.
Although you do have a degree, so.
Yes. It didn't matter.
No.
The Idiots want to thank Sketchy Alias, one of our founding sponsors, for everything he has done for us. Sketchy works in vector-based design and has been working in the design field for 15 years.
His designs have been used on coins, apparel, websites, and logos. Sketchy is also a veteran who serves this great nation. Thank you for your friendship, work ethic, and service.
But so yeah, I mean, it was really cool. Really awesome guy. Huge into 2A and firearms, like, obviously.
And it's funny to think there is.
Well, I mean, you saw my picture with him.
Yeah.
He's holding an M4.
Yeah.
Or, AR-15.
Yeah.
Same idea.
Same thing. Same, but different.
But different.
But I was also talking about the other person you were talking about that.
Lieutenant Colonel Gadsden?
No. I think it was, she's a therapist, right? There was one that you were talking
Tanya
about
Glenn.
as a therapist. Yeah.
Yeah, Tanya Glenn's amazing.
And
I shot a little,
that's awesome.
oh God, what does she call them? She calls them, I wanted to say warrior widget, but that's not it. It's like
warrior widget.
warrior wisdom.
Oh,
so she does warrior wisdom. Tanya Glenn's really cool. She wants to come out and talk to us.
Which would be
or
awesome.
call in. She'll do a call in.
Which we haven't really hit much recently, but we started off the podcast and mentioned it, and we mention it from time to time that's kind of one of our big things is
it's
if we're able to reach somebody,
which
is kind of a big thing. It helps us, but hopefully it helps someone else.
Well, exactly. That's I mean, any therapist you can go to is great, but law enforcement, military specifically, if you're a law enforcement or military member and you've gone through some really bad stuff, look up Tanya Glenn. She does EMDR. I don't remember what it means, but it's a method of bringing trauma back up to the surface, which sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah.
But it brings it up to the surface to where you can remember it, talk about it, bring it out. So then it goes out of that long-term memory storage and you deal with it.
Yeah.
She's amazing. Like, honestly, she's such an amazing person. She trained me for peer support. She's trained peer support all over the nation.
That's really cool.
She was, hopefully she doesn't mind me talking about her, but she was at the Oklahoma City bombing. She dealt with the trauma there with people, with
That's awesome.
people pulling bodies out of the building and children and all that. So helping people deal with that trauma. She's a great positive impact for anybody who's law enforcement, first responder. I would absolutely say go to Tanya Glenn if you can. Talk to her. She's amazing. And she's always there for everybody. So
that's awesome. And like I said, the reason I wanted to bring it up is because we haven't really hit on it in a while.
Yep.
And that's one of the things we kind of wanted to focus on with this. Not really focus, that's our only thing, but kind of the overall idea of it is you're able to kind of hang out with us, see what we're talking about, interact with us, and us be able to hit these topics that a lot of law enforcement go through.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be law enforcement, just people that deal with
trauma.
And we would love for it to be, if, like we said from the beginning, if we don't ever make this a big thing, but we're able to impact at least one person's life. They're like, we enjoyed being able to listen to your podcast, kind of hang out with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's so important, I think, that we talk about trauma and we talk about getting help, because so many people think that makes you weak. Now, getting help makes you strong.
So it's hard to get to that point.
It's a big step.
It takes
like it's
a
a
lot
huge
to be able to
step.
Just put it out there and be like, I'm going to go get some help.
Yeah.
For whatever situation. It doesn't even have to be a big situation. It could just be something in your life that's impacting you.
Financial stress, interpersonal issues. I mean, there's a gambit of things. Dealing with your children, that's enough to put everybody over the edge.
Oh yeah, especially nowadays.
Well, when they skibbity doo dah or whatever it is they talk about.
Which great transition here.
Yeah.
Brings me into all the words the kids are using nowadays, like bet, cap, no cap, rizz,
Ohio,
100%, simp, demure, brat, all that kind of stuff.
Ohio.
Yeah,
that means you're like just
mid?
like Ohio. Yeah, it's very mid. Ohio's apparently mid. Sigma, that's a new one.
Oh yeah, Sigma.
Yeah, Sigma.
Just what the hell is with all that
Skibbity toilet. I don't know.
Like I get it. We had our own things growing up. There was like certain things we would say, certain
yeah, but we weren't
sayings.
dumb.
It wasn't to that extent. Like bet. Bet's one that I can actually hit on
Well,
because we
yeah.
looked it up, and it came from like you betcha
Yeah.
kind of thing. And
Or
it just
say
started
less.
getting-
I thought say less meant stop talking to me,
Yeah.
and that means like
Oh yeah. No.
keep
it
going.
Means, it means like.
Yeah, like I got you.
It means like you don't.
Yeah, you don't have to say
you
anything
don't have
else.
to
I
finish
got
saying.
you. I was like, huh? Somebody said, "Oh, say less." I was like, okay.
Okay. I'll stop talking.
I'm like, no, that's not what that means. I'm like, well, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not hip with it.
I'm 46, going on 90.
But like there was certain things. So like I was saying with bet, it's it was like you bet yeah back in the day, like probably
Yeah.
our grandparents, and then it's just slowly evolved and it's like
Oh,
what
you
do we
betcha,
just-
don't you know?
Is that what your grandparents sounded like?
No, that's Sarah Palin.
Oh,
Oh, you betcha. I can see Russia from here. You betcha.
and then I think probably during our generation
Strange
it
brew.
was
You hoser.
yeah hoser. I think during our generation it was you bet,
Yeah.
meaning like oh yeah.
Well,
this one. And now it's shortened to bet.
And I know why.
Why?
They don't want to type you bet with their thumbs, so they just type bet.
But they say it.
Yeah, I know, but their language is coming from texting.
From texting? You think that's what it is?
Mm-hmm.
So like Rizz, which we've kind of hit on before about Rizz.
Jizzle, right? What's that mean? No,
Charisma?
charisma, yeah.
Charisma's a long word. They might not know how
That
to
was a
spell
close
it.
one. You almost had to beep that one.
Yeah. Charisma.
Yeah. And so they say
They might
Riz.
not know. They might not know how to spell it. To be honest,
Do you know how to spell it?
not off the top of my head.
Oh, I do. Go for it. Let's give it a shot now. Quick. 5, 4, 3,
No, I already lost.
2. CHARISM.
That's what? Charism?
Oh yeah, no. I forgot the A at the end. Charisma. I forgot the A at the end.
Charism?
Oh, you know my dyslexia, dude.
Oh, that's right. Forgot about your dyslexia.
Oh, that happened today at work too.
Did it really?
Yeah, I'm like trying to find somebody, and I was kept skipping there. So I'm searching the database for it, and I keep switching the letters in their names, and I'm like, why can't I find this person? Like, you spelled the name wrong. I'm like, ah!
Damn it.
And then I typed it in again and did it wrong again.
I hope in the second time it was a different way you spelled it wrong.
No, same exact way.
That's even
Because
better.
because I was spelling it right in my
your
head,
head.
but I can't. It doesn't come out right as I type.
As you type, your fingers aren't as fast as your head.
Depends what they're doing. But no, I mean that's. I think a lot of it is it's that texting.
It could be.
Because
But
when you
then,
think
like,
about
simp-
it, most of those things are like
Okay, like simp. Simp being a
or
word.
simple.
No, but that's not what it means.
What's it mean?
Simp is kind of like the dude that does everything for a girl, like very
Yeah, he's
trying
simple.
To keep them.
Look
trying
up
to
the
keep them.
definition of simple.
Well, yeah, simple is just like basic.
No. Look up the
Easy.
definition of simple.
Oh Jesus, are we really gonna go down this?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see. What's the full definition of simple?
Yes.
Oh, if I could spell. Adding extra letters in there. What? I said, oh, if I could spell. I said, oh, if I could spell.
Oh, that sounded like something else. Never mind.
Yeah, so I was like,
Hey,
what
get
are
back
you-
to work.
Okay, oh, my bad. Simple. Simple. Easy, understood, or done. Presently, no difficulty. Presenting, no difficulty. Jeez. It's one of those days still. It's a vegetable day.
Which vegetable are you? A squash.
Okay. Plain, basic, or uncomplicated in form, nature, or design without much decoration or ornamentation. Historical, a medicinal herb What the hell? Exclamation used to convey that something is very straightforward.
Yeah, so that guy's straightforward. He's chasing that girl down because he's simple.
But it's more like the girl can ask him to do anything and he'll do
yeah,
what she does.
because he's simple. He's got one straight line. That's what he's doing. That's what it was always explained to me.
You know what? I have no clue, but maybe we're gonna get told what it is.
Yeah.
So if you guys actually know what simp really stands for, like what the shortened version is, what it is
Stupid
shortened of?
idiot manufacturing
Person. Because a girl can be a simp too. So
yeah,
person. We'll go with person.
person.
But like those are the kind of words: simp, demure. This whole thing about
Yeah.
demure lately that they've been.
They heard
Like-
a word. Ooh, it sounds like a cool word.
I mean, it does sound
Well,
fancy.
skibbity.
I don't know, but that's the thing.
Oh yeah, skibbity. You haven't heard skibbity?
No.
Oh my god.
All right.
Skibbity. Skibity. Skibity.
BIDI,
I
maybe?
think so. Skibbit. Yeah. Skibbity. Yeah. Skibidi.
Skibbity toilet.
Yep.
The viral video of a Gmod character singing a scat song with his head sticking out of a toilet.
Yeah. So I don't
And
know
that's-
why they use it. They're like, oh, skibbity toilet.
Oh, yeah, I have skibbity toilet.
Yep.
Okay.
So
skibbity
you've
toilet.
heard it.
But I've heard, yeah. I'm lost.
I've got to
I'm
leave
lost for words.
puppy.
I'm sure she'll come over here eventually.
Oh yeah.
But
Your legs taste
They-
like tacos.
probably do.
Mine tastes like
Actually,
salted pork.
I
I had a lot of bacon this morning.
Bacon. I haven't had bacon in a bit. I love bacon.
I'm a simp for bacon.
But have you ever seen? So did you ever watch The Simpsons?
No, never seen that show.
Really? Oh, I love The Simpsons.
You're so simp.
That's not how it's used at all.
You're mid.
Like you're simping for a girl. Oh, never mind. Okay.
You're
Yeah,
s-
mid.
you're simping for a
Mid-
response, baby. Simping for a response.
Yeah, probably. But did you ever see that? Did you ever see that that part where Abe Simpson is talking to Homer and he's like, "I used to be hip with it till they changed what it was, and now it's scary."
I've seen that one. It's a while ago.
Oh, no, yeah, that was a long time ago. I feel like that's are we in that era right now?
Long time ago. Oh yeah, we're old.
Because
We're not hip with it. We're not jiggy with it no more.
because it was what were kind of the terms back when we were.
Jiggy with it is now old.
Oh yeah, no, that is very old. If you think about it, that's 30, almost 30 years old.
Yeah, pretty close.
Almost. Yeah.
So
stuff
what
like-
were
what were terms?
Wicked?
Wicked.
which meant awesome.
Oh yeah,
And if you use wicked awesome, that was like
double awesome. Yeah, that was next level. Trying to think of something that's kind of maybe we should bring back around the kids.
oh god.
See what they'd
Hey,
say.
Rizzy Kazoo is taking off.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's a good one.
All of their friends are using it. Like it's the dumbest thing because
It's hilarious.
I heard them talking the other day and they're like, "Yeah, man, that's Rizzy Kazoo."
The things that they'll go
Oh my
along
gosh,
with is like
it's unbelievable.
insane. But I could see where you're saying with the text thing, but cap
Yeah.
and no cap.
I don't get that one. I don't even know what it means.
We looked it
Oh,
up.
cap is good.
No, cap means
Like
cap means you're bullshit. No cap means you're not bullshit.
1, 2, we're up. Oh, we're not quite tied up. We're close.
Yeah. I guess that counts. I guess that counts. So it's gonna have to
Yeah,
double
that's
up.
right. That's right. Yeah, cap. So yeah, that's right. Remember we looked it up and we were like, how the heck did that happen?
So, and what it came down to was if you get a cap on your teeth,
Yeah.
it's fake,
Yeah.
meaning BS.
Oh, why don't they just say that's grills?
That's great. I want you to try that. That's great.
Okay.
Did you swallow it?
Yes. There's a promotion.
If only.
Yeah.
If only it was that easy. We talked about that the other day.
Yeah.
You got to do it with the right people.
My cup doesn't count.
No.
My cup is not cap. That wasn't even the right usage either.
Nope, backwards.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what other ones we did. Wicked was big for me.
Wicked, cool.
Chill was, and that wasn't like, oh, it's cold. It was like, hey, let's go chill.
Let's go chill. Yeah.
And then it turned to Netflix and chill, which turned into a whole different
That's a whole
definition.
different meaning.
Yeah, a whole different meaning from what our chill was. Like, oh man, that dude's chill.
Yeah.
Which is
chill.
that's cool. The guy's
Yeah,
cool.
he's cool. It kind of just stayed in that same vein. What's another good one? What's another something that was a thing we would say? I don't know.
A burger at a great snow cold.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. Oh, I already knew that though.
Yeah, I know. That's surprising.
Now it's just in my head though. Now it's like, oh.
Oh, it's been in my head the last couple of days now. I can't help
I'm trying
myself.
to think what else. Jeez.
Also, if you guys know what that's from, put it down in the comments to see the first person that actually guesses what that's from.
Yeah, the first person who guess what that's from, and two, what the meaning is.
Ooh.
We'll have something for you if you get both right.
They might not be able to put the meaning though.
Find a way to make it that we know what the meaning is.
There you go. Yeah,
There you go. You'll know how to do it.
Yeah. We'll get in contact with you.
We'll get in contact with you, and we'll have something special for you.
Because that's a good one.
Oh, yeah,
honestly,
that is.
That ruined something for me.
That ruined it for you?
That was just like, oh, man.
Childhood gone.
Well, not my whole childhood, but I was just like,
Just the bad parts.
never would have guessed. Seemed so innocent.
Mm-hmm.
That whole thing seemed so innocent.
Yep. So yeah, what else did we have?
I don't know. Now that I'm trying to think about it, I can't think of.
Page me.
Oh, that's
Because we had pagers.
Thing. Beat me.
Or beep, yeah. Beep me.
Beep or page. Yeah, both interchangeable.
Yep.
Although, how many people know what beepers are anymore?
Nobody.
Yeah. Well, and then remember they had the two ways. They call them the two ways. The little
you like four or it was like 8 characters is all you could punch in.
You could,
and then they went. Then they got good enough that they would scroll.
Well, yeah. Then there
you
was
remember the beeper that scrolled and gave you a whole message?
Yes.
It was like a teletype.
So then, do you remember any of the codes? What you put on there? 911.
8008S 5 80085.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
I don't know if I'd ever send that to someone's pager, but
oh, absolutely. If you're looking at the same person.
Oh, yeah. Then you're just. That's the thing. You had to call and like type that in, so you couldn't have been able to do it anyway. But 911 was.
Yeah.
Call me back right away.
Yep.
It's important. Emergency.
Paging doctor.
I'm trying to remember. Actually, those are the only people that probably still ever use them now.
Yeah, doctors still use them. Well, usually it's your high-level surgeons use them still.
But now they've kind of started to go away from it.
Yeah.
Now the hospitals have like their own phone system.
Yep. So it's where, like, we've seen so much. Like, I still remember rotary phones.
Oh yeah,
we had a rotary phone forever. And the craziest thing is, if like you ever got into a fight with somebody, if you used a rotary phone, you'd kill them. Because they weighed like 8,000 pounds. They were so heavy. And then we got our first touch tone, and we're like, beep, boop, 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 boop.
Did you ever try to make a song out of the different tones?
Boop, 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 boop.
If you didn't do that, I don't know. You didn't live a good childhood.
Well, then I showed my kids the rotary one time. I'm like, hey, how do you text on that? They're like, how do you know which letter it is?
Oh man!
You remember that? You had to push the button to the first cell phones.
Yeah,
it was text.
2 or
you had
3
to
times depending on the letter.
Yeah. Oh,
and then T9 came out.
Yep.
Then you had your Palm Pilots and your yeah, that definitely changed the game.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But with the beepers, I was saying the two ways. Do you remember the two ways? It would flip open and it had a full keyboard.
Yes.
And you could two-way with someone else that had another two-way, or you could send a message to someone that had a pager, but they couldn't respond back, obviously. No. But that was like the first text messaging.
Yep. And it's crazy. Like, I mean, I still remember dial-up internet.
Oh yeah.
Mom, get off the phone.
Or someone would answer one and be like, get
Right in the
off
middle
the
of it.
internet.
Yeah.
I got to make a phone call.
Yep.
Then you get the CDs in the mail.
Yeah, the
You
AOL
get
CDs.
The AOL CDs in the mail, or what was it, Netscape?
Netscape, and you would just literally do a free trial. Like you had
90 days.
I had like 70 different email accounts because you just, as soon as one ran out, as soon as you ran out of your free trial, you created a new one, just so you didn't have to like.
So it was Eric 1, then Eric 2,
Eric 3, Eric 16, and then like for us when we first got it, you had to make a long distance call because my town didn't have a switchboard for it. So
really?
Just to do it, you had to do long distance. Wholly expensive. To send an email was like $8.
That's insane.
But then they did 1-800 numbers.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So those
that made
popped in. So then it didn't matter. My parents, the first phone bill they got after we had
Internet.
the computer, and thank God I had only like sent one email. It was my mom had sent a whole bunch of them. Look, we've got email. Look, we've got email. Look, we've got email. 45 minutes later on a long distance call.
Oh yeah. You've got mail.
Oh God. Yep.
I wish I could pull it up. I probably won't be able to pull it up quickly.
Welcome. Welcome to AOL. You've got mail. Yeah, just the dial tone. Like you can still kind of get it with a fax machine nowadays because the fax machine will still do that little machine talk back and forth.
Oh, here we go. Remember that?
Yeah. That brings back some memories.
Right? You'd get on there and
all
your friends would be on.
You remember playing Commander Keen?
No.
It was an old DOS game. Oh my gosh.
No, I don't remember that one.
Commander Keen was cool. It was a fun little game.
Ooh, sorry. Had to burp. I'm gassy today.
Go inside. Hey, go inside.
Oh, this is going to be a good one for you. You'll enjoy this.
I saved
Oh, no,
hundreds
never
with
mind.
Liberty Mutual.
Hold on.
You saved hundreds with Liberty Mutual?
Yeah. It's a great thing, ain't it?
Yep.
Is that not a sound you remember?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Didn't I just do that?
Yeah. But this is the sound.
So we're being attacked.
We're being
Oh,
attacked.
God, yeah.
These are the sounds you would hear when you were trying to get on the internet. For the people that don't know. Oh, also, have you ever told your kids that you're older than Google?
Yes.
But
Dog
now
doesn't
just
like it
reliving.
for some reason.
Now just reliving like this old time stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy to think how far we've come where we're just super connected all the time now?
Oh, yeah. Hey, now it's nonstop. You're just like,
Yeah. It's all day long.
oh, I wanted to watch a movie. Let me get my phone on.
And now here's the funniest thing. So I remember with like, not the first cell phones, but like the first cell phone you got. So it was those Nokias and stuff like that. And then you would,
Motorola bag phone.
that's the first one you had? Mm-hmm. Really? Oh, I didn't have a cell phone.
Well,
that
my
early.
parents.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the first one you had. 'Cause
My
dad used
first
to have
one
the old
was
brick.
a Qualcomm cellular.
Oh, okay, yeah. Little
Yeah,
bar
you had
phone. Yeah, the little bar phone. that
Pull the
had
antenna out.
But so like during that era, like the ring, I don't know. It's one of those days.
That-
my Mac. But then you would buy ringtones,
Yes.
and that was the thing. Like, oh, let me put this ringtone for this person, and
Yeah.
this ringtone
And
for
I-
this person. And
That got me in trouble once. I was running late to work, and I go walking into our muster, and my boss knew I was running late, so he called me right as I walked in, and I had his was the Imperial Death March. So I go walking in, my
sounds
phone
like a-
starts going, bam, 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 bam. And he looks at me like, really?
Didn't you also have that for your wife?
Yes.
So how'd you distinguish? Well, either way, it was one of those. You knew when
Work
that phone,
wife
you knew
or
when
home
you're-
wife. Either way, they're both my boss.
That's true.
See?
I was gonna say either way you knew when
I
that
knew I
ringtone
was not
happened, you
good.
were-
It's
it was
not a good
call.
situation.
But that was the thing then. Was
Yeah,
you were
everybody
getting-
had, and then you could like change them a little bit, and then like, oh god, you could do so much stuff with them.
But that was the cool thing. Was
Oh
like
yeah,
you were
if you
like,
didn't have a special ringtone, that's not your friend if you don't have a special ringtone for them.
And then do you remember that for a while they did, I think they called it ringback. And it was a ringback tone. So instead of getting the while the person's calling you, it could be playing a song
Yeah.
for them while they're calling you.
So yeah, you had like, you could set your own song.
You could
to
set, for different people,
Yep.
they could have a different song.
Yeah, you could really customize those really heavily.
And that's the thing. Nowadays, you could do that with all these
Yeah,
new
it's
phones,
just-
and easily you don't
Nobody
have to.
does it. They're
You
like,
don't have to buy each one for 99 cents
Gosh, yeah, there was like 99 cents to $1.13 or something
Yeah.
like that. It was.
for each one.
Yeah, and I had like 50 of them. Why did I waste $50 or $60 on ringtones?
Something that
And then you
never
trade your
have.
phone in, and you don't keep any of them
Yeah, you can't have any of them. You got to
because they're not compatible with the new kind of phones you got. You got to be kidding me.
But I think that's a funny thing now. So that was the thing. Like that was your customization. That was what you did. You had different different songs for different people. Then you had the ones that you could change out the faceplate, so you could have like a different color faceplate. You know, something more customizable.
And you
to
could play Snake on it.
Snake. Oh, I wasted so many hours playing Snake.
Oh my god, it was such a dumb game, too.
Tell me if you had Snake on your phone, you wouldn't play it right now. Well, not right this second, but you
I
wouldn't play
totally
it.
would.
Exactly.
Well, there's kind of versions of it now. Honestly, there's some pretty big
the,
versions now. They have like the
Snake IO.
Snake IO. Yeah, they have.
So it's
they have-
similar, but you're playing against other people instead.
Yeah,
of just,
and then you have to like you can like circle around as long as you don't touch yourself, and or somebody else is halfway through, but you can eat them head on or something. Like
Yeah.
it's there's all sorts of different.
different versions of that game.
Like your
So,
whole point is to block them in so
Yeah.
they can't get out and
so you have those type of games. But now you think about nowadays.
hours.
Oh yeah,
Burn hours.
I would totally do that if I had the old Snake on my phone. I'd probably kill some downtime doing it. But nowadays, you think about it. That was the cool thing. That was the thing you did. You spent money on it. Now, how often is your phone on ring?
Oh, I have it on silent all the time.
Me too. The 90,
Probably
95% of the time at least.
Yeah, well, obviously when I sleep, it's off.
Yeah.
And then when I'm at work, it's on silent.
Yeah.
And if I'm riding a motorcycle, silent. It even gives you a response. I'm riding the motorcycle. I'll call you later.
I texted you earlier today and it was saying that.
Yep.
But that's the thing now.
I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered.
And then you're in a public area and all of a sudden you hear someone's phone ring and you're like,
Would you stop?
why? Why is your phone ringing?
Or like as soon as you land in an airport and somebody literally just turned their phone on and it starts ringing, it's like, oh, I saw you just landed. Yeah, I just landed. If you saw that I just landed, why did you call me to say I just landed? Like, stop. Stop.
Yeah.
You're annoying every person
Wait.
on the plane. Stop.
Can we add that as an extra?
No, because I beat myself.
Damn it.
Like, that literally drives me up a wall.
Yeah.
It really bothers me.
But are you talking about the person that just gets the phone call and saying this stuff? Or
Oh, I saved that
close.
one.
That was
The
close.
person that calls, hey, I just landed. Yeah, I'm going to be. There's 150 people on the plane that can hear you. None of us care. Shut up until you get somewhere else. Like, are you that connected to these people on your phone that you have to talk to them the second you're allowed to use it? Stop.
So I got one worse for you, though.
Oh, never mind.
I got one worse for you. I'll even give the example story of it.
Okay.
I went to the waiting room. I had to go to the hospital for something. I had to go get checked out for something. I think I was just like dying because I was sick. Got in the hospital, went into the waiting room, waiting for them to take me in. And there's a person sitting there in the waiting room, bunch of people around, with their phone like this in their hand, talking on speaker.
Yeah, the doctor said I have anal wart still.
Like they're just going back. They're talking.
That's
for
not
like,
a beepable one.
No. You got lucky on that one. But they're just
Yeah.
sitting there talking for 45. Actually, you know what? It could have been longer because they were talking the second I had gotten in there, and they were still talking because I got taken back first. They were still talking when I left. That's worse than the people that you're talking about.
You are correct. Because one,
I
you're
don't-
in a doctor's, like, we all don't need to hear your conversation.
1, 2, I don't need to hear the other side of that conversation either.
Yeah. I don't want to hear either side of it. Like, go outside.
Yeah. Easy.
If you have to make your call, go outside.
Don't need to have it on speaker.
Stop.
But that's the worst part about it is that even if they're outside and they're on speaker, it's like other people don't. Speakerphone is for when you're doing something, you put it down, you're doing something in your kitchen.
In
you're
the
doing
privacy of your own home. Or if you're driving a car and you don't have Bluetooth, like my son's car doesn't have Bluetooth. It's old. Doesn't have a new stereo in it, and we won't put one in there because I don't want him.
The stereo is going to be worth just as much as the damn car.
Car's worth a piece of crap. But anyway, like speakerphone there, acceptable, even if people are in the car because you're driving.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. Say what you got to say, hang up, you're driving.
Yes. Easy. It's an easy thing.
I'm going to have to go have drinks after this conversation. Like I'm...
It's got you so worked up because you know those people. You've had those situations.
I hate it.
It's so frustrating. Oh my god! And what made it worse? That situation that I'm telling you about made it so
Conversation's
much worse.
probably terrible.
I was feeling like crap. I think it was a day that I was like, I called my niece to give me a ride to the hospital because I had like a 104 fever, and I was like, I don't want to drive myself to the hospital.
Little League.
I was like, I don't want to drive myself to the hospital because on that off chance
I'm going
that
to pass
something
out.
happens and I pass out.
I feel
while
like I'm
driving
passing
there.
out. Yeah.
You know, I just need someone to give me a ride.
Like
So
I can still feel my blood pressure up here talking about this topic. Like honestly,
I'm so glad I could do that for you.
like it really, like I barely talk on my phone at all. Anyway, like I talk to you probably more than most other people.
Yeah.
Like my wife's in my conversation are like, "Oh, what are you doing tonight? Well, we're going to do this. Okay, we're done. And we don't
bye.
talk anymore." Like,
Love you, bye.
nah. I mean, yes,
Yeah.
love you. Bye.
Good thing we're not getting a visit from God today.
Hello, God. but yeah, I mean, just like we have very short, quick conversations because she knows that when I'm at work, I'm busy.
Yeah.
You know, and when I work midnights, I talk to her and then I'm sleeping. I don't need to talk to her. I don't have to have a 3-hour conversation with her every day about like. And I've said this to her before, and she hates it. Mm-hmm. Absolutely hates it. Like she'll start talking, and she's telling me the story, and she's still telling me the story, and I'll tell her, land the plane. Well, that one doesn't count.
For the bleep?
But that does not count. That's not a bleep.
No,
count.
it doesn't.
And I'll tell the wife, land the plane. You're circling the airport and you're running out of fuel. Land it. Get to the point. And she gets mad. She's like, well, I'm trying to tell you what. I said, what is the moral of the story?
Summarize the story. I need an outline.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And then finally she gets to it and I'm like,
Oh my God.
35 minutes of explanation for, and we're going to go out and have lunch tomorrow.
That's the best.
Well, and I talked to this person. We're going to be, we talked about this and that, and then we were going to do this. And oh, we're going to have lunch tomorrow.
Cool. You could have just.
And then I
texted
sit
me.
there and I'm like,
You could have just texted me,
Was
hey,
that
we're
it?
having lunch tomorrow at this place
at this time.
at this time.
But that's the difference. And then that's why God made men and women different.
Yeah.
Because you and I have a conversation. We're like, ABC done. Okay, good. We literally planned our entire trip to Chicago in 25 minutes.
Was it even that long?
Well, we were eating at the time and having sake bombs, so there
Yeah.
was that. Because we literally planned it at lunch.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, we want to go anywhere between 300 and 500 miles today.
Yep.
This is 600. That's 400. There's 550. Looks good. Yay! Or we're going to Amarillo to the Big Texan, and we're going to eat there that night. We're going to stay there. And it was a 600-mile ride. So, hey, we can do 600 miles in a day.
Too bad I couldn't enjoy
We
it.
can do over 1,000 in a day, we've shown.
Yes.
Which I need to submit that still.
I still haven't done it either. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, we'll do it
I'm still
next
going to forget. I was going to say, I'm still going to forget.
But, like, it's just like, come on. Like,
You just have this long conversation for no reason.
stop. Like, literally, her telling me she was going to, we're going out for lunch with another couple in 2 days.
Yeah.
Took longer than me planning the trip to Chicago. It is 1,780 miles.
Yeah. Yeah. It's okay, Pecker.
You'll be okay.
I know. I was going to say, you've called me that one before
Oh, yeah.
when I did one of those.
You do it more than I do.
I do. It's probably the hat.
That's a hat. I don't wear hats very often. I should put one on, though, because, like,
Yeah.
cover my shaved face. I don't
Your
like it.
your baby
I look way
soft,
younger.
Or
Somebody
so
at
you've been
work
told.
Well, somebody at work the other day was like, "I didn't even know that was you. You look young."
Must be the
Oh,
grays.
so I look old normally? They're like, "Yeah."
Must be the grays.
At least they're honest. I would rather have the honesty, and
Oh,
and
yeah,
I guarantee
absolutely.
it's the gray. I mean, the whole y'all have seen it. My whole front of my face is
I think it's pretty funny though. It's funny
white?
that I didn't know that I didn't notice it for
no
how,
for
for a while.
half an hour, 40 minutes. Because there is setup
man.
prior to this. This doesn't just stay sitting like this all the time. We actually set it up.
It would actually be nice if we could do that and just be able to come in and boop. Okay, we're
I
ready.
can just build out the garage and make this a whole separate room, but then I actually lose value in the house because I don't have the 3-car garage then, so I can't do that.
Yeah, no, you don't want to do that.
No.
Not at all.
Need to keep values high.
They're already high. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
Let's not go. That's a topic for another day. We'll add that to the list one day.
Housing costs and interest rates.
Oh, it's just insane. Because
Thank-
I have a whole story with that.
Thank
with my
God.
situation.
Bidenomics have been so successful.
Yeah.
Prices have only gone up. The inflation's over the last 3 years is only up 23%. No big deal. Actually, I think it's 21% or
It's-
20%
it's-
still.
Either way, anything
Way
above
more
a
than
few
my
percentage-
raises have been.
Oh yeah, thinking about that. Oh yeah,
My raises don't even touch the increase in food cost.
that's insane.
Yeah.
Like I don't even want to go to the grocery store, honestly.
No. But then you can't go out to eat either because that's just as high.
Oh yeah. So there's a restaurant in town that I would love to go. That I used to love to. I still love it, even though they took a certain
Raiders
step-
Reef?
No, didn't. Actually, never eaten at the boat.
You've never eaten at the boat?
Never eaten at the
Or they
boat.
got tuna steaks.
Okay, you got me on that one. But they used to have Delmonico steaks.
So that's the Italian birds.
It's essentially a fancy ribeye.
Yeah,
That's what
I
it
know
is.
what a Delmonico steak is.
And so I'd like to go. I'd like to go in there because the price of that Delmonico was a chili rub Delmonico
Yeah.
was, let's say $4 more. I don't remember exactly how much.
Yeah,
but let's
it's
say
not
$4
much,
more
yeah.
for a fancier ribeye than going to someplace like Longhorn or Texas Roadhouse. Loved it.
Yep.
And it tasted phenomenal. Well, they took it off the menu and replaced it with just a regular ribeye. And then you can, but they just sell a regular ribeye now. They don't have a chili rub version,
Yeah.
which is the one I enjoyed. It just had a great flavor, seasoned perfect,
Yep.
and that
Salt Bay.
Jinx.
It wasn't really at the exact same time. Come on now.
We'll have to go back to the replay.
Can't double stamp a triple stamp.
So they went back to a regular ribeye, which is obviously cheaper than a Delmonico,
Yeah.
just based on the cut. But then all of a sudden, instead of just being like a few dollars more expensive than the other places, now it's like I remember spending like $50 there on my own meal, which
Now
I
you're
don't get
75 or 80.
No, like back then I was spending
Yeah.
$35-$40 maybe
Yeah.
on just my meal that's including my
Yeah.
drinks and whatever. Now I'm talking about I went there, I think the last time I went there I spent close to $200 for two people.
$100 piece. Yep.
It's like, what the hell just happened? Well, don't get me wrong. I got some appetizers and everything else that I
Couple
normally
of
wouldn't.
drinks.
Yeah, that too. But stuff that I normally wouldn't. We want to thank one of our founding sponsors who helped make all of this possible. The Legion of St. Michael Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club International is a 501c3 charitable organization that focuses on first responders and military families in need.
The Legion of St. Michael was founded in 2014 in Chicago, Illinois, in memory of fallen officers. If you are interested in helping to support the Legion of St. Michael in their endeavors to assist first responders and military families, please reach out to a local chapter or contact the idiots for a link for donations. So we'll get back on point. So the Demonico steak. So we'll just do a quick pause and then you can get back into it.
Good. So with the whole Demonico steak.
Do.
Cheers.
Boom. Whoops.
Yeah. It's
They're like $200.
troublesome.
Like you said, it was like
Yeah.
$200 with it. Like that's a huge difference. I mean, so you figure cut it in half, $100.
It's troublesome to think because I like that place because it was in a little fancier area, all that stuff, and it was decently priced.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, the prices of going to that restaurant started matching the rest of the values of stuff in that area.
Well,
it's a fancier area.
And you think about it, one, it's a fancy area. Two, prices of meat are set by market.
Yeah.
They're not. I mean,
No,
look,
but
even look
the
at
rest of
Texas
the menu.
Roadhouse, who buys in such bulk that they get discounts.
Yeah.
Their center cut fillets, which used to be the 8-ounce, used to be about $26.
Yeah.
It's now $34.
Yeah. But that's why I was saying it's like
$8 more expensive for
a tiny
the
little
same
thing.
cut.
And it's a tiny little thing,
Yeah.
too.
Which
Granted,
fillets
filet-
are always more expensive. But
They always have been, but it's frustrating to think that all of a sudden there's this huge disparity in those
And we
prices
don't
than it
go out
used
as
to
much.
be. Yeah.
we've
But
had to cut us going out, so that hurts the businesses. That hurts hurts
yeah.
all around.
But that's why it frustrated me because it was that huge disparity that all of a sudden happened. Because I used to love to be able to go there and be like, Texas Roadhouse, stuff like that's a little bit more local. It's easier to go with family, friends, whatever. And that one's kind of out of the way. But I used to love to go there
Sorry, I'm
whenever
just
I had
feeling
a
a
chance.
ton of heat like blowing across my back. I don't know what the heck's going
Oh, if you would have said it was your friend, it was me.
on. Okay,
Joking.
yeah, we know.
But yeah, it's frustrating to see that disparity all of a sudden because it's like, all of a sudden it is a huge thing. So
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just talking to
making,
him. I'm just messing with
making
him.
faces.
Yeah,
But now it's all of a sudden it matches that area. So it's like, well, I'm not going to go there as often as I used to just
Yeah.
because I don't
you
want to
can't
pay.
afford to. I mean, you can afford to, but
I can
like,
afford to, but I don't want to.
But do you
spend
want
that
to
kind of money
afford that?
for the same thing I used to have back in the day that was only a few dollars more,
Yeah.
which made it worth it. Made it worth the drive up there. Again, granted, love the rest of the food they have there. Never had a bad meal there.
Yeah.
But it's like,
And that's where like it hurts you because you want to support them because they're so good.
yeah. But
But is it worth the wait to get a reservation? All the other stuff that you have to do that, because when I go out and eat a nice meal like that,
yeah,
I'm going to be dressed up. I'm not just going to wear shorts and a t-shirt.
I've gone there in shorts and a t-shirt.
Call me Simple Ubi.
Yes, a little bit.
Simp.
Which, but luckily that place it wasn't.
Yeah, it's
it
not
wasn't like a
super-
Fleming's or like
Yeah.
Actually, Ruth Chris, I don't think you need to
No,
do
not
that
there.
either. But like a Fleming's
Yeah.
or those kind of restaurants, you have
Yeah.
to dress up or you rent a blazer from them.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, that's
To eat
insane.
here, you have to have a blazer. The wife and I went one time on a trip to Scottsdale, and we stayed at the Scottsdale Princess Resort. Amazing resort. And we're like, oh, let's go get something to eat. And the place is called The Grill.
Yeah.
So I was wearing like a button-down shirt and a pair of khaki pants, like nothing super crazy dressed up. But I'm like, I didn't know how.
Yeah.
So I get there, they're like, sir, you need to have a jacket. I'm like, I didn't bring one. Like,
Yeah, I don't have one
and he
with
goes,
me.
oh, we have one here. Just, we'll give it to you. So they threw the jacket on me. And I'm not wearing a tie. Like, I walked in there without a tie and stuff. People are like, you know. And
This
so,
simpleton.
but I'll tell you what, we went and sat down, and that meal, and this was 10 years ago at least, maybe 15. I know. It's not my fault. Time keeps moving on. I'm trying to stay still, and it just doesn't work. But the meal was like $250, $300 by the time we were done.
Oh,
But it was like an 8-course meal. They had truffle mac and cheese. You had like everything they brought out was like normal, really good restaurants like here. This was like touching the roof. I mean, it was that good. Like it was so amazing that we tried to go back again another time, and they were full. They didn't have reservations, and we're like, damn.
See, and that's
Like,
one of those
I literally,
experiences.
I had a fillet, and with my fork, I went, cut right through it.
No
like
kidding.
it was
that tender.
so amazing. And then I got a cheesecake for dessert, and they had printed in chocolate the New York skyline.
That's pretty cool.
Like,
That is pretty cool.
yeah, chunky. Like it was just everything was good. I'm like mac and cheese as a side for an adult, and you know the chef came out when he was talking to us about your cut. Like he came out, hey, this cut of beef, blah blah blah. Because I asked for medium well on the, and he comes out and goes, listen, he goes, I understand.
But our
Let me
chef
cook- he
won't
goes-
cook it that way.
Well, no, the chef came out and said, would you allow me to cook it for you how I think it should be cooked? I said, absolutely. I said that you're the expert, and I've never eaten one past medium since. Like medium rare.
Yeah.
At a
It
place
depends
like
on-
Texas Roadhouse, I don't do medium rare because they'd never cook it enough.
It depends
Like,
on
it's
the place.
cold.
But
I
it
don't want it
depends on the
cold.
place.
Yeah.
Like
I don't
you
like
eat,
the cold
and it depends
center.
on the cut.
It has to be warm.
Depending on the cut. Too.
Well, yeah, I mean, I only eat filet.
Oh, heavy. But so if considering how much we love steaks, I was about to say meat. But considering how much we love steaks, if any any of those steak places, stuff that sells meats and butcher shops, anything like that, want to sponsor the
We'll be
show,
more than happy to help you out.
you know,
We'll shout
just-
you out every week.
But sorry, back to your story.
I
saying-
forgot
so
where-
he-
oh no, it
so
was just
he-
he cooked. He's like, and then I asked him like, is there? I said, I don't mean to be rude, but why is there mac and cheese on the menu? He goes, well, it's made with truffles, and I was like, oh, so I knew what truffles were, thank God, because I didn't want to be like, what are those?
What's a truffle?
Yeah.
Is it like those for Rochers?
Yeah, exactly. But he
I
was
don't
like,
want chocolate.
oh, so good. Oh my God, they're so good. That truffle mac, like the macaroni and the mac and cheese melted in your mouth. Like it was, everything was just so like at a level that I haven't had since, honestly. Like I've had some good steaks since,
Yeah.
but nothing like that.
Yeah.
And then after the meal, he came out and he goes, so how was your meal? And I was like, I got a ring. Would you like it?
it's
No, I mean, it was that good. And like, it was weird. I got up to go to the restroom and I came back and all my stuff was rearranged. Like, I had a brand new utensils and I hadn't even finished eating my meal yet. They took my utensils off my plate, brought me brand new utensils, set up new napkins. Like the whole thing was like,
that's extra fancy.
when I bit into the bread, like, you know, it was the crusty bread and like
Yeah.
pieces of it came up. They came over and like, I walked back in and like with a knife on the counter, on the tablecloth going, picking it all up. Like as I couldn't believe it.
That's extra.
I mean, it
next
was-
level fancy.
It was worth every penny. And I have no problem paying good money for a great meal.
A great meal and a great experience.
Yeah, in the experience, like everybody, like,
Because that's what
I mean,
lot
you've
of it
seen
is.
my wife anyway, so you know
Yeah.
what she looks like.
But
So,
that's part of the thing is the experience with those type of meals.
and it was so good. And they picked us up from the hotel room because they're like, oh, okay, would you like a ride? We're like, yeah, we'll take a shuttle down. So I'm thinking it's going to be like a hoopty and Cadillac ESV limousine. So I say limousine because it has no middle row seats. You just the back seats in the very back, and it's like all stretched out. We had champagne in the car on the way there, compliments of the restaurant. Like it was, I'm telling you, it was a
that's fancy.
fancy, amazing place. And that was like, I was wearing my tag watch and I'm like, yeah, my $3,000 tag doesn't fit in amongst these Rolexes. Like there was, I kid you not, like I'm looking at like this guy's timepiece and it was like, let me see if I can find that. And I looked it up online, $130,000 Rolex. Like,
Jesus. That's just insane.
Insane money.
Yeah.
But and then we walk in and I'm like, dude.
Thinking you're all fancy with your tag.
I got my tag. Whoa. Poop. I mean, it just was, but they made you feel so good there in that restaurant. It was like you were the millionaire. And so the whole experience, start to finish, like when he got me the check, and he's like, we'll have you taken care of, sir. Mm-hmm. And everything was like, and they were very appreciative. When we left, they were very appreciative. Like one of the waitresses came out and was like, hey, I just wanted to let you know we had a great time serving you guys. You guys are so down to earth. You're not our normal clientele.
Yeah.
And they're like, it was nice to have that breath of fresh air in here. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, it makes you feel good. I already, and I'd already tipped them. So at that point it was too late. Like, there was no more, but it was just, they were so appreciative that like, you're just real people. Yeah. You're not these crazy, like,
well, you consider a timepiece that's over $10,000. Yeah. Because I could still appreciate, like a $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 Rolex.
Absolutely.
Or whatever. Like that's something.
And a lot of them are.
Attainable.
And most of the vast majority of your Rolexes are in that.
It's in that price range.
But you've got
those are
like
attainable.
Diamond crusted, crazy, like.
But that's what I'm saying. That's an attainable thing for a normal person.
Yep.
You start saving up money. That's something you want. That's attainable.
Yeah.
Over that, you're like, I could buy a car.
Yeah, like
I could do something.
Those people were having
that's
and we knew it was going to be fancy when we pull in the Cadillac, shuttle bus. Yeah, and there's Ferraris parked out front. There was a Lambo, like a Porsche, like all those cars are parked there. I'm like, oh, that's what I told the wife. I'm like, I think I might have overestimated my ability to pay for this stuff.
We got credit cards.
Let me call check what the credit limit is. Just charge it to the room.
So, but that's the thing is like that's an attainable thing.
Yeah.
But then you start going over that, and it's like with that kind of money, I could buy something instead of a timepiece that's nice to have and it's kind of fancy,
and will honestly retain its value.
It will,
because they really do.
Yeah, they do.
If you take good care of them.
But you're talking about something that isn't really usable in normal day life.
No, because you'd be afraid to hurt it.
Yeah, but you could buy something that's actually usable in that.
Yeah.
With that type of money, you could buy multiple things.
Yeah, where that down in Venezuela, they'll chop your arm off for it.
Yeah. But on that note about timepieces, I think...
is it time?
It is time.
Well, then as always, we want to tell you to live good.
Ride hard.
And we'll catch you next time.